All right, welcome back, everybody. Just want to thank everyone who's been watching lately. Really does help that I'm getting all those views. And secondly, have to say Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, it is Mother's Day internationally today. So hopefully, you're out there doing something for your mother today. I understand maybe some of us may not be with our moms, but give her a phone call or adoptive parents, foster parents, all of them. Just give them a Happy Mother's Day because there are people will raise us, and if you're living with your grandparents, give your grandma a Happy Mother's Day hug because I'm sure your grandma would appreciate it as well. And what more can I say? I would feature a mother theme team today, but I'm just gonna say this: I'm not a fan of Big Mama Kang, and I don't. I personally know it's a strong Pokemon to use. I just don't like using it. That's just on me. And well, let's get started today with the battles. And today we'll be starting off with Tailwind Mawile as usual. And let's look for a battle. As far as Battle Spot is concerned, if you guys are on Battle Spot in your Nintendo 3DS, ratings do reset tomorrow. Tomorrow, I believe 5 p.m. Pacific is my time when they reset. So, get as many battles as you can in if you want to get that rating up. If you just want to test some teams out, go ahead. And starting Tuesday is a new season, so you can afford to test some new teams out as well then. Today I am breeding a few new pokes for a new team that that I'm working on, and I am loving the way the team is coming together. That team will be revealed tomorrow, not tonight, but tomorrow will be revealed, and let's hope it goes well. As Dusclops, Mega Sableye. So what I can see is maybe some defensive setup with Psych-Ups here. Bisharp is a little bit to worry about, but I'm not too worried about Bisharp given this team. So I'm actually going to open with Gengar and Hydreigon of my own. Reason being is I can get the Choice Scarf Draco Meteor off. I can get that Choice Scarf Dark Pulse if needed. I am taking Mawile, but leaving Mawile in the back though because that's where Mawile is most needed. And last Pokemon to take. I'm not 100% sure here on who to take. My cursor's on Suicune there. Sorry about that. Strongest option here would probably be a special attacker given that he has Sableye. But other than that, I don't know who else to take. Maybe Thundurus for Thunder Wave supports. But given that it is a Mega Sableye, it does have Magic Bounce. So I'm going to opt in here for Suicune as my last Pokemon. I know it doesn't have the greatest offense, but a Scald Burn will definitely be very helpful. As my opponent opens, perfect. See, the issue is I could actually safely Icy Wind and Earth Power this turn. Or I could have gone for the Flamethrower, probably a better option to go for Flamethrower. But the reason I'm going for the Icy Wind Earth Power play is because I get to, if in case it is a Focus Sash Bisharp, I do get to take it out this turn. Icy Wind will break the Sash, Earth Power will KO it. Then I can switch Hydreigon out, bring it back in for the late game if needed. Earth Power does connect. It is sashed. But the Icy Wind connecting with Bisharp, taking out Bisharp, and doing about 30% to Honchkrow, reducing Honchkrow's speed. Honchkrow goes for a Night Slash. That is resisted, bro. I'm sorry. And now that I'm locked in Earth Power, it might actually benefit my opponent a little bit. But he's got Mega Sableye, so I'm not too worried. As I'm actually going to Sludge Bomb Sableye, maybe try to get some toxic damage off. And I'm going to switch out Hydreigon into Suicune. Reason being, I need to switch out Hydreigon because his main damaging move is Dark Pulse and Draco Meteor. And I may need that Draco Meteor in the end game. Honchkrow isn't going to do too much here, nor will it do much in the rest of this game. By switching out into, this is Mega Sableye, I take away its Prankster ability. As I do connect to Sledge Bomb, does it poison? It does not. I lose my Gengar, that's perfectly fine. Don't mind losing Gengar, because now I can switch into Mawile. And my opponent's team here is very, very weak to Mawile, given that it's probably a Dark/Ghoul themed team. But for the most part, Mawile should just run over the rest of my opponent's team from this angle. As Mawile coming in, I'm not even worried at all anymore. Mega Evolving. And going for the Play Rough on the Sableye, most likely not going to have to protect, and whatever it switches in, it's going to be taking a lot of damage. And I'm going to Ice Beam the Honchkrow. Should KO from this range. I might be wrong on that. If it KOs, that's perfectly fine. Switches out into Dusclops. Frisk my items. Does not matter. He goes for the Sucker Punch into Suicune. That's not going to do anything. Ice Beam connecting. Does not KO. Oh well. Play Rough doing over 50% to Dusclops. That's actually even better than I needed. As my opponent forfeits here, knowing that another player up will KO his Dusclops. Basically, it's game. As my opponent does forfeit, there's a win. GG to my opponent. I guess maybe Mawile was just too much to handle. Personally, if you're going to do theme teams, try to make sure you cover all your weaknesses. For example, maybe he could have put Heat Wave on this Hunch Crow. Just adding in things like that, you know. Alright, now let's switch on to my old team. And for those of you wondering, Untitled 6 is my new team. I am working on it. Hopefully it works out well. It is going to feature some Pokemon I haven't used before and some Pokemon I have used before. Mainly, it's going to feature a Mega Pokemon I've never used before. I'll leave it at that. And for those of you who know, I don't step out of my comfort zone too much. So it'll be a fresh thing. It'll be like a fresh game for me. And let's look for battle. As here we go, more a VGC prominent team. Okay, so I used to feel that if I saw Kangaskhan, Gardevoir would be Choice Scarfed. But now I'm starting to realize that Gardevoir isn't Choice Scarfed. It's actually a dual Mega team depending on what my opponent sees fit. Now, this team is a little bit of a risk taker from time to time. But from what I've noticed, I can safely open with Terrakion. Reason being is he can't Spore me. The only drawback would be is if that Gardevoir is Choice Scarfed. But other than that, I'm not too worried. I could Rock Slide just about anything on his team. Terrakion is very strong against Bisharp. Granted, I forget that my current Terrakion has Double Kick, but this one has Quick Guard. But that might actually be even more beneficial in the late game. As I believe I have Salamence and Terrakion open. You know what? I'm going to stay with that. I feel like that's a very offensive opening, and it's an opening my opponent will not expect. Next, I am going to take... Given that he has a Mungus, I'm not too worried. I'm taking my own Sylveon. Reason being, he might not have something to hit Sylveon hard enough. And I will be taking... For the closer... This is a tough one for closing. Let's see... you know, I'll just take Bisharp. Bisharp is really offensive, and I understand he has Rotom Heat. But a Sucker Punch on Rotom Heat does a lot of damage. And let's say I get a Rock Slide off one turn, I should do so much damage to both my opponent's team. As he opens Gardevoir and Amoonguss. Could not be a better open, honestly. Yeah, he's going to be able to, like, draw away from me. But I'm just going to Rock Slide this turn, Mega Evolve, and Protect. So that... Yeah, Mega Evolve and Protect. That way, next turn I am faster than Gardevoir. I am worried about that Amoonguss. As Amoonguss does Protect. Oh, wow. Smart by my opponent. As maybe Gardevoir. It's a Trick Room Gardevoir. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm screwed now, guys. What more can I say? I'm screwed. I can't do anything to stop this team anymore. I was not expecting Trick Room. Maybe I could have doubled up into Gardevoir, but there's nothing I can do from this point, guys. As I'm actually just going to double edge into the Amoonguss slot. I should have doubled up into Gardevoir. I will pay dearly for this. More than likely I am going to lose now. There's almost no way I can win this. Even stalling out Trick Room isn't going to be effective because Amoonguss can Spore my entire team. As he goes for a Moonblast there, yeah, there's nothing I can do. I will send out Bisharp. Again, there isn't much I can do here, guys. I am just scraping here. I'm scraping. Yeah, even stalling out wouldn't be too effective, like I said. So Kangaskhan is the Mega here. But I'm just going to Sucker Punch Gardevoir and Double Edge. He might Rage Powder. I'm aware of that. But I need to take out that Gardevoir ASAP. Probably really thinking his move here. If that Amoonguss does not have Rage Powder, I will be surprised. As he does withdraw. Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just being useless here now. If Salamence wakes up, connects to the Double Edge. Wow, does something. That's a lot of damage I did not need to be taking. I mean, there's a chance I can win here, but I need him to KO my my Salamence. Yeah, it's a hard battle. As you guys see, I'm getting really quiet because the fact that Salamence woke up on that first turn is very beneficial to me. Well, it wasn't a first turn wake up. Technically, it was a second turn wake up, so my chances of waking up that turn were 1 in 4, I think. So I got very lucky there. And my opponent's taking his time here. He really has to pick his next Pokemon as he does go into Gardevoir. Reason being, I'm just gonna double protect here. Now I can afford to stall out the Trick Room to an extent, not completely, but to an extent. Because if Bisharp is asleep, I do protect here. He does go for the Play Rough into the Bisharp, does not KO. He doubles up into Bisharp. Oh wow, he is fearing the Bisharp. But something that's really beneficial to me is Sylveon. I can now safely Hyper Voice, and I should have probably attacked that turn with Salamence, but I did not want to risk losing my I didn't want to risk losing Salamence here. So it would have been actually better to go offensive that turn. Could have got a Hyper Voice and a Double Edge off. I mean, I could have got a Double Edge off KOing a Azumarill. And then it would have been even better for me. As he goes for the Play Rough and it misses. Oh wow. Lady Luck is keeping me in this game. And the Double Edge. Oh my god, guys. Lady Luck is on my side. And Twisted Dimensions return to normal. Sadly though, there isn't much I can do here. What can I say? Yeah, there's not much I can do here. I actually can Earthquake my own, I can Earthquake my own Sylveon to still survive. Yeah, this is a hard one. Wow, so with the Bisharp lift, that is a hard one. So Hyper Voice, I got no option but to Hyper Voice. Hyper Voice will KO the Bisharp, assuming it isn't sashed. But if it's Life Orb, I guess I have to roll the dice here. And I got Earthquake my own Sylveon. Earthquake not picking up the KO here. He does Iron Head Sylveon as I thought he would. And he is Life Orbed. You know what? Time to play some mind games. Just gonna Dragon Dance in case he wants to Sucker Punch. This is one reason I don't run Choice Pick Sylveon often. I do prefer like a Life Orb or a Pixie Plate set because I do get that chance to protect as he does fail with the Dragon Dance. Alright. Now I'm gonna protect. As he's gonna go for Sucker Punch again. Oh wow. He's got 8 of those puppies, so there's 6 more to stall out. But I don't know if he's gonna expect me to attack this turn or not. So it's been 2 turns of mind games. I'm actually just gonna Double Edge here. No reason not to. He might go for the Sucker Punch again, but I feel like now the mind games have really been setting in. If he goes, he protects. Oh wow. Yeah, mind games, guys. Mind games. I want to protect. Yeah, this is just one of those games. I actually ended up in a very similar situation to this in my first regional, where my Bisharp versus his Salamence, and he completely outpredicted me one turn by roosting. You know what? I'm just gonna Double Edge again. He might expect me to protect or something. This is gonna be a close one, guys. If I connect to the Double Edge, I'm not going for Earthquake just because I don't. Either way, either of my moves will KO from this range. But it's just one of those matches. You guys understand. It's gonna be a little bit of a back and forth here as he wins with the Sucker Punch prediction. Those could have gone either way, by the way. And GG to my opponent. And that was good. That was a fun match. Yeah, that could have gone either way. It doesn't really matter too much. I mean, both of us came down to our last Pokemon. I managed to pull a comeback with that Play Rough miss. That is the disadvantage of using certain moves. Like, oh yeah, you'll be like, well, my move has 95% accuracy. Well, 95% still means there's a 1 in 20 chance of it missing, and that's the game we play. I've had Air Slash misses. I've had Play Rough misses all the time. I've had Meteor Mash misses, Heat Wave misses. It just happens. It ruins your game. So unless the move has 100% accuracy, don't count your move to hit. And let's just look for a battle with the new team that I've recently had fun with. I love this team a lot. It has been having a lot of fun on Battle Spot. Most people don't know what to expect when they see a Tornadus T. Newsflash though, Tornadus T. I've loved this Pokemon so much, I am gonna put it on my new team. It's gonna be a really fun team to use. Honestly, I'm loving the way the team's looking right now. So the fact that I have Tornadus, I'm just gonna give a hint that I have Politoed as well on the team, because now I got a guaranteed hitting Hurricane in the rain, and it's a very fun Hurricane to hit. Given that Hurricane also always has that chance to confuse, and when Hurricane confuses your opponent, it is just so much fun. Strong team by my opponent here. Most likely he's relying on that Sandstorm. Sandstorm is going to give his team such a good buff. Strong opens here. Rotom Wash, obviously. Rotom Wash will hit just about anything he has solidly. Granted, all the steel types will now be taking a buff, a special defense buff. So they're all boosted by a couple stages. I'm going to open Rotom Wash Ferrothorn because I can just hit just about anything he has really, really hard. I will be taking the Mega Salamence since I can get an Intimidate off in the later game. And last Pokemon, I want to take Tornadus mainly because of that Heat Wave he's carrying. Heat Wave will be great in the late game. Maybe I can stall out his turns as he goes with the Rotom Wash Klefki opening. I'm actually just gonna Thunderbolt the Rotom Wash and Power Whip it. Actually, I'm gonna Leech Seed Klefki. Reason being is once this Ferrothorn gets a Leech Seed off it becomes a tank, and it's a monstrous tank with a Leech Seed. I do connect with the Thunderbolt. He does connect the Wisp on my Ferrothorn. Why does everyone Wisp me? It's like, I'm like, he'll still take out your entire team anyways. Like, I'm not too worried about this, as I'm gonna Wisp the Klefki as well. Will-O-Wisp the Klefki as well. Yeah, that's a hard thing to say. And I'm gonna Leech Seed Rotom Wash. I'm just gonna become a sustain tank. You guys do what you need. I don't care. I will stall you out with this Ferrothorn for 20 turns. I've done it before in my other games. It was once a Ferrothorn versus a Moongus. That was, I believe, a 32-turn double battle, and we stalled each other out. We just kept draining each other's health, and it was just hilarious. Because he didn't have a Rocky Helmet. I think he had a Citrus Berry, and I had leftovers on mine. So at some point he was just like not doing any damage whatsoever, and Klefki gets the light screen up. But that Klefki is going to be taking so much damage each turn now, guys. I am not kidding. So yes, I am gonna, see. So Klefki's going to be losing roughly a quarter of its health every turn. As I actually should be doing that to Rotom as well. You know what? Let's do this. We're gonna stall game, guys. I wish I could get like a banner flashing like stall game. You know what I mean? I will stall this guy out entirely. Reason being is he's got his screens up. There's nothing I can do about it. I will get my, as he switches out, I am going to get my Leech. There is the Wisp on the Gardevoir. I'm going to get a Leech Seed off. Here's the issue though. Because they did that, he's in a lot of trouble, essentially. Because I can now Wisp Tyranitar and Leech Seed the Tyranitar. And on top of that, he has nothing that can really KO Ferrothorn to begin with, and his other two Pokemon aren't too strong against the rest of my team. So I feel like he might have brought the wrong 4 here, because I can just stall him out and Wisp him the whole time. Might be a Mega Gardevoir, might not be a Mega Gardevoir. I'm just gonna stall him out with Ferrothorn. There's nothing more I can do, and this is just pretty funny. So in a sense, I'm gonna get a status off. Will-O-Wisp missing. He connects to the Moonblast. And he goes for the Crunch. That's a bad idea on a rock. I think I'm faster than him though. Well, it was definitely faster turn 1. Wow, guys, wow. That's a lot of health. I wish that Will-O-Wisp had connected us. I'm actually just gonna protect a Ferrothorn, man. That was a lot of damage. A lot of damage. How does it go? That's a Watermelon! Inside! A Watermelon! Wow, you know, this is like the funniest stall ever. I can't believe this is working, because when he burned me, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for stall. And I'm not a staller, by the way. I hate stalling, but if it'll get me the win, I mean, you gotta expect some stalls. As the Will-O-Wisp misses again! Oh, wow, double miss. That would have almost guaranteed me the win. Yeah, because Wisp, Leech Seed. Oh, and he's taking Sandstorm damage on that Gardevoir. That Gardevoir is going down in one turn, guys. Uh, I'm just gonna send out Tornadus for shits and giggles. And his reflect wore off. Okay, so his light screen's still up. I can just will I see one KO from this range? I don't care. I'm just gonna Heat Wave and Gyro Ball. Tyranitar here. Basically Heat Wave will do a lot of damage to anything switching in. He's got no way to handle Ferrothorn. That's his issue. Like maybe if he had low kick on Tyranitar, I'd be worried. As he switches out into Klefki, but I did Heat Wave. That does quite a bit of damage there, and he does connect with the Stone Edge. That's perfectly fine. I do hit my Gyro Ball. Klefki having lefties is a bad thing, but a good thing. He's gonna switch Klefki in here because essentially it's to protect him because he needs those defensive ups. But this is very safe for me as I get to just Mega Evolve and Earthquake and protect. It's a very, 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 very safe position for me. It's probably one of the safest positions I've been in all game. As just the stall game is a little too strong for him. Even then, I feel like if I wasn't stalling, Ferrothorn was just too much for him to begin with. The fact that I'm burned is gonna hurt. But yeah, as he does Thunder Wave Salamence here. I do Earthquake both, that should KO both of them, yeah. And Sandstorm does subside, which I'm fine with. But Gardevoir will be going down very soon. If I can just hit Gardevoir with like a Leech Seed, even then I don't think I need a Leech Seed Gardevoir at all. Depending on how much health it exactly has back, I don't know if a burn will take it out. I'm just gonna protect with Salamence, and I'm just gonna go for the safe Gyro Ball on a Gardevoir. I don't need to double protect here. As he goes for the Moonblast, yeah, Thunderbolting, that's not gonna do you anything, sir. KOing Gardevoir, I don't know if that was needed there, but hey. It is what it is. I'm just gonna double edge Rotom Wash and Leech Seed it. As my opponent does forfeit here, you know, I feel like he realized that he didn't bring any counters to Ferrothorn, so congrats. So interesting thing today. So my most reliable team actually lost, but it was a really, really close match. Granted, it was an unsuspecting match. I did almost claim loss there, but that is a testament to say that it is Pokemon. So don't say, you know, don't ever say that. Don't ever count yourself out, essentially, you know. Because anything can happen any given turn. So don't even always say, I got the win locked up here. But, you know, with Ferrothorn and all these Pokemon, like right here, see, just always count yourself in. So yeah, Tailwind, Mawile, and my new team picking up some nice wins. And my old team that I love a lot didn't pick up the win. Granted, it was an unconventional team, but still, you got to be prepared for just about anything. And it goes to show anything can happen, as they almost had the win there. And it would have came down to a prediction from each other. Well, guys, that's all for today, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching, and have a happy Mother's Day, guys. All right, see you guys tomorrow.